Hey everybody, I'm Joey Bardos, President FPE Automation out of the Chicagoland area. We're here at the 2024 Global MDN Sales Meeting at Carnival, a yearly tradition for us. I've been a part of the MDN my whole life as my father and grandfather were both part of my organization. One awesome story really defines how the MDN operates. We had a customer out of our Missouri location that had a relatively new valve manifold on one of their bulk tank trucks. We had an issue on that truck and they were blaming the valve, saying that there was a valve failure and they had a truck abandoned in Florida. Our partners down at Adams, we gave them a quick call. They got to the airport, picked up our customer, brought them to the site where the truck was broken down, identified where they were seeing some failures on the truck, brought the valves and the equipment back to their facility down in Tampa area, did some testing, realized the valves were working great and it was another issue on the truck. They helped diagnose that, fix it, took them out to lunch, and being able to have that global network of support, especially when you have a customer in need, is something you can't match in the industry or any industry really. So we love the MDN, we support it, and we think it's truly a network of individuals who care and care about the customer.
I'm Tanner Bortolazzo. I am with Buchanan Automation. I cover the Seattle area. I'm the local account manager there. So there's an account that we have in downtown Seattle. They make cement. The previous account manager before me was having a really hard time getting into this account. Eventually he did. He was able to have a meeting and audit a couple of collectors. After he presented the ROIs from that audit, the project never went anywhere, never got any signed proposals or anything from that. So a couple of years later, I started with Buchanan. We were having some troubles. I sent a lot of F-style emails, made a lot of calls, didn't make any headway. And then Mike, sitting down, going through the funnels, Mike Apthorpe, our boss specialist, he mentioned that there was somebody in the MDN that had connections to the Seattle plant. And so that happened to be CA Dryer. So I found an old email that he had sent, and I replied back to him and was like, hey, I'd love to set up a time with you to come to Seattle and maybe help us make an introduction and have a meeting there. So CA traveled all the way from Indiana to Seattle, helped us set up a meeting there with about 15 plant engineers and the production supervisor. So from this meeting, we also had Anthony Bonadio in there. Mike presented, and we basically proposed a plant audit, and that was our pitch at this meeting. We were able to do a plant audit just a couple weeks ago. So from this audit, we're going to put together some ROIs, and hopefully we get some good success there.
Hello, I'm Don Norman, Vice President of NEF Automation. We're talking about the power of the MDN across the globe. The MDN is a unique organization that works really closely together. We all have local markets that we work in. We work very closely together for our customers across the globe. A great example of that was this corporate spec we're working on for a company called Nestle, which is a global company that I'm sure many of you have heard about. And doing that, Nestle needs to make sure that their local plants across the globe would have equal support no matter where they were. And we were able to put together a comprehensive group of our partners that would kind of make sure that each plant was identified, that the support team was identified. And once we took that to the Nestle corporate people, they were very comfortable with moving forward with us for a new program that they wanted to go globally.
Hi, Ron Mayhew, Provost Automation, Southern California. Wanted to give you a couple examples of how we utilize MDN, being a part of that network and what it means to us. We had an OEM that shipped a piece of equipment into Southern California used to sort fruit. And there was a problem with the Festo valves they were using. Our customer wanted help with that machine, so we came up with a MAC valve solution, replaced the Festo valves on it, and really improved the performance of the machine and solved some downtime issues. And then we took that information and gave it to Fierro in Colorado and said, hey, your OEM is having problems with their Festo valves, so here's what we did and here's the solution. So they were able to take that in there to the OEM and say, hey, here's how we solved your Festo valve problems. We use MAC valves. So counted examples of both sides of that, both ends of it, but that's kind of the value that the MDN network can bring to us at a local level, and that really goes around the world. It doesn't matter where you are, we got you covered.
I have a customer called Ty Summit in Howell, Michigan, a big stamper, tier 2, does a lot of Ford work. And the engineers and the project managers had told me about a new plant they're putting up in Kentucky, and they need some help speccing out clamps and who's going to take care of it. And so the power of MDN, the following week, Doug Grog came up I don't know if you guys know him, but he's holding the iPhone as we speak. He came up, as well as with the OEM who did a lot of the tooling, K&H or K&R, K&S, I don't know, senior moment. But anyway, it really gave us some credibility because Doug came up there and we worked out a lot of part numbers. He went back in the new plant in Kentucky that's grown. It's a lot bigger now than it was, isn't it, Doug?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of fun being able to make joint calls with the MDN partners and really showing the customers that we are a network that all kind of covers all the bases no matter where their plant is. MDN,
Awesome.
baby.
Hey everybody, Josh Williamson, president of Franklin Automation. I'm here to tell you about the power of the MDN. We had a customer we were trying to get deeper with in the pulse valve industry, and we reached out to a co-distributor, a sales guy and ownership, knowing that they were having success in their plant, in their facilities. They automatically forwarded and worked with us, told us their solution, helped us get the right contacts, got us into our plant. Within 6 weeks, we got massive POs, and they continued to follow. We had multiple plants essentially come down like dominoes. So the power of the MDN is amazing. If you don't know anything or you don't know who to talk to, ask somebody. I mean, I can't stress that enough. Everybody here is willing to help each other because if somebody wins, we all win. And we spread that around, and this is like no other manufacturer in the fluid power industry or even really any industry. So I'd suggest to everybody, trust the process, learn as much as you can, learn from your fellow MDNers, and just go win business and crush it.
Hey everybody, my name is Paul Anderson. I'm the vice president at Adams down in Florida. I've been with Adams for almost 14 years now. Obviously been in the MDN this whole process. This conversation is really just talking about the power of the MDN. In my time frame, there's significant amount of stories. It's helped me from when I was a salesperson to when I became a key account manager, all the way through. There's so many stories. Our company expanded into Alabama for the MDN to take over that state in 2022. And nobody in Alabama knows who Adams is. Nobody in Alabama knows who Paul Anderson is, but they know who the MDN is and they know the power of that. And so we walked into a large customer that's a global partner for the MDN, and we're able to reference that to get a meeting with the plant manager on our first trip, just by getting introduced by a partner distributor in Georgia that works with their corporate group. So that's a significant step up and a significant advantage. Think about any other company that you're expanding into a new territory. You're starting from scratch. You have no leg up, you have nothing. You're literally just trying to start from nothing. And that really has substantially helped us and helped our growth in 2 years in Alabama. And we couldn't do it without the power of the MDN.